It's Week 12 of the NFL, and we'll see the Colts leader at quarterback. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball, 4 touchdown throws. It's the Colts and the Chargers on Monday Night Prime Time.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, we write a finish to Week 12 with a good Monday night matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts. Alongside Charles Davis and CD, you look at the Colts in this matchup. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. As a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Herbert on the first play wants to pass it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw here, Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. A quick check on the numbers for Keenan Allen from last week. 7 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown.
And that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. And the benchmark for running backs, 1,000 yards. The same for receivers. When you have that kind of a year, you've had a monster one.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. 7 yards there and a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. Allen's got it complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think it's only reading that and continuing to let him throw the football.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Herbert now. And it'll be intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, They really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
So now the Colts backed up to start their initial drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
Anytime anyone throws for over 300 yards in a game, you know their name is going to be considered for Offensive Player of the Week. And in the AFC last week, our guy got it.
Yeah, he was the guy on top of his game. He'll try to duplicate that here in this one.
Ready?
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now an option play, and he'll keep it. He'll be upended at the 18. That's a very helpful pickup of 9 after the play began at the 9. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to have a Colts first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. The Colts at 500, sitting at 5-5. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now it's Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Herbert off of play action. He finds his target, Allen. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 22-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Herbert on first down now. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Isaiah Spiller, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
I'm not flying.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was Isaiah Spiller capping things off with a touchdown run. Takes it at the 7. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And threw an interception the first time they had the football. Wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll drop to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll look to throw here. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. Always got some breathing room. And they put it on the ground here on the 2nd.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. 1st and 10, Taylor now.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll try and run the option left side. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Back-to-back running plays, putting him in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15? Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Gay's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So here are the Chargers to take over. They were winners last week in that game against Kansas City, and they are on top right now as well. They've got it 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. It's Eckler again.
And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it.
And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
We don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his right. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
And a nice call and really good execution there because they gave a little bit of a different launch angle perhaps, you know. You don't want to have the quarterback dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on it. There you hope that you get your defense going one way. They sent him the other, and they picked up nice yardage with that completion.
And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a 1st down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And Gain knocks this one through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 23 yards on the play. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And it's caught. And he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Hey! Roll!
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8.
So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole that leaves them needing to play almost perfect football. They think that they can get this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
The Chargers ready to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Running on 1st down, Eckler
to the 43, 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
A Charger first there as Herbert finds Williams.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. On 1st and 10, Herbert over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And Herbert able to get this one to Eckler out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Herbert.
They'll find Williams on the slant. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert. Wide open receiver complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To the air again. Herbert over the middle complete. It's Williams. Touchdown!
Mike Williams
from 10 yards out.
And the Chargers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Alert!
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And in the end, it was Mike Williams who capped the drive with a touchdown reception.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Back to throw again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was the visiting Dolphins who come away victorious on the road. Tua Tagovailoa sharp in the victory as his guys get back within a game of 500. From there, let's head west to see what's going on with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Kareem Hunt, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. Josh Allen, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Chargers. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Colts, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Final adjustments taking place in both teams' locker rooms. We're closing in on the second half, and to bring it your way, let's go back up to Indianapolis and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Colts ready to go to work to start the third quarter. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
He's going to keep this again.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 42. They'll go option to the short side. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. A nice, consistent gain.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Again, it's Taylor.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
Gay's kick is good, and they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
They'll hand off here to Eckler. Up past the 30, second down coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball, then limit that gain.
Herbert's throw there complete to Allen.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Another try after the first down sack. Herbert going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 25-yard line. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Herbert gets this into the hands of Allen.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll bring up a third down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Back to throw here, Herbert. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that can all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it.
He's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
They run once more with Taylor.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Back to throw here. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Gay knocks this one through, and they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. Another 3 on the board. He's been the lone bright spot. That's now 4 field goals.
If this offense had finished a few drives, we'd be looking at a different complexion to this ball game, because right now, the trade is really wrong for them, isn't it? They're trading field goals while the other team's scoring touchdowns. That's not going to work.
Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it? Touchdowns.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, Herbert throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Throwing right, and that's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense, because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
72 yards on the ground for him so far.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen.
Down inside the 10.
Touchdown, Chargers. Keenan Allen, 28 yards.
And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was Keenan Allen who finished it all off with the touchdown reception. Takes it at the 7. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
That escapes the sack. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
They're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Now back to throw. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he's able to get up here to the 26. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They started on the ground with Eckler. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
On 2nd down, Eckler.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down. Once more, here's Eckler. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. He's brought down at the 37-yard line. 6-yard pickup, brings up 2nd and 4. Eckler now between the tackles. He got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Third and 2, Herbert. It's Williams on the catch. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 25-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Up the middle with Eckler.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 116 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown.
Isaiah Spiller
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Elliott good with a PAT, and that will bump the lead up to 26. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was Isaiah Spiller capping things off with a touchdown run. Fielded right around the 8. And he returns this to the 22. Indy set to go on offense once more. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. And the Chargers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles.
They've clicked so well, and if you really focus in on the offensive line, they've protected well when they wanted to throw the ball. They've moved people off the line of scrimmage when they wanted to run it. Smiles all the way around. This offense has been really good in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away from the 6. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A handoff, it's Eckler. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the give, this is Eckler. And not much running room. Down to the 32. And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 146 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Chargers, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis,
It's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco.